Hey everybody, this is Mike. April 8th maybe? Definitely there was another noticeable shift from last night to this morning. The storms which I heard outside were, they seemed very, very, they're profound, compared to what I've been hearing at night before. So that definitely stuck out on my radar. However they were caused, like the amount of lightning and the thunder was definitely, I haven't seen that for a very long time. I saw there's some stories on the internet about nightmares, that it's this phenomenon which is popping up about people having like really difficult times with sleep, and so this is tying into everything which we're talking about as well. The only thing to really trust is your own experience, and so what really matters is this awareness of what you're actually experiencing and seeing, and then what you're being told, and everything from how similar or different they are, how that similarity and differences change. For example, if you're seeing your actual experience begin to reflect that of what you're first hearing about from technology. So they're converging, or there's so many different storylines right now, and all the storylines they make a lot of sense. Like if you decide like this storyline is like the one where I'm committed to, where you're putting your energy, it seems like every storyline has good support. Whether or not you follow the vaccine storyline, or the 5G storyline, or the QAnon storyline, or the Comet storyline, or Planet X storyline, just straight up NWO storyline, it's like they're all coming together now. And so because everyone has been isolated, I mean, the things which for certain is the pressure is people aren't supposed to be in physical proximity with one another. And the technique is this real kind of iron fist in a silk glove sort of message. The technique is, at least. But anyway, that's kind of what we're all experiencing. But the truth is, like, everything is saying, just stay, if you're taking the path of least resistance, if you are acting most like nature, something like this, particularly if you're in a place which is tolerable, like this is a wait and see what's going to happen before a movement occurs. And so that is going to basically put us all like in our home right now. Anything you do outside of that is going to draw attention, and it's still uncertain what that attention leads to. So nonetheless, it's the most powerful thing anyone has right now is like probably like their connection to the world through their internet access, through that connection. And this is where truth is happening, or where everyone's getting their messages, and there's all of these different storylines which you can see, and you're going to go, and your inner world meets the outer world by where you put the most amount of attention, what you're going to do during this time. The path of least resistance is you're going to stay here, and you're going to go, and you're going to fill your time space with something. And something is occurring that is undeniable, something about the structure of our reality, and I'll get more into the structure of the reality maybe a little bit later, but something is happening that's objective, and it is not limited to one geographical region. Like, that's what makes this so unique. Like, everyone is experiencing this at once. side note is it's a very easy thing to fake with technology, to make you think that everyone is experiencing it. So that's one of the reasons why you need to have this constant check of where your awareness is and what you're aligning to, and just checking in, how much. And you could do it very simply. You could do it with your senses, where's my body, where how am I breathing, what does it smell like, what am I looking at, what am I hearing, and you're just noticing all of the different where you're putting the most amount of effort. And so by doing it inside on something like that, it becomes then, it ripples throughout the entire experience. And what you don't want to have happen is you don't want things in the shadow to really grow, because that's gonna, this is where it really takes root. So you gotta have movement, and this is one of the ways you have movement, is you control the things which you can, which is your inner world. Your focus with that. And that's what a lot of the Mind Academy exercises are for, is these are just ways of being able to remain somewhat balanced and detached, so that you are able to navigate this particular time with the most amount of agility. This is a real thing, and it's all connected. And so we are in uncharted territory. Everything you have prepared for has led you to this point. Everything you need is all around you. And if you can find this bubble, really look for it. See where the sweet spots are in your own life. That's how you navigate. But that being said, there's undoubtedly going to be a moment of really cutting off the technology or fully embracing it. That includes me here. At some point I'm going to stop making these videos. It's going to be impossible to do to live one way or the other, because it is through the technology that that this one layer of the dream. This is this is how they create and lock in a dream world. They're saying, if you want to be in this dream world, this is how you have, this is what it's going to take. And this is what I'm going to give you if you're going to join the dream world. That's why it's going to be as much pressure as there's going to be. It can't be done against your will. You can be coerced, but it can't be done against your will. So this is the system, the technology system, and at some point you're going to have to break away from it. You just know this, the way the system was designed and how it works is, one, you can't communicate through the system, which is being used to strip you away from your humanity. If you plan to remain human. And the more you use the system, the more you want it. That's the definition of having a parasite. The parasite makes you naturally crave what the parasite wants, however you want to go look at it, the system, with the dopamine hits and the all the patents with how electromagnetic fields from the system itself can go and interact with your own field, and everything from the as complex as you think of your subconscious, that's as complex as is the actual infrastructure, the hardware and the firmware and the software of the system is that complex. And everyone has been conditioned for it to become second nature. It's no one's primary nature, it's a second nature. And so as it's becoming more evident that the system is becoming more and more closed, it's a closed system, it's as simple as just not participating. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now the good news is there is another system, which this system is a reflection of. This is an inversion. And that's how you go and you navigate it. It's like a very real sort of thing. And this is just what it looks like when different worlds are kind of like splitting. That's probably about enough to talk about it right now, but from an objective reality, that's how you have to see this mystical truth, which is really happening before you. So, God, welcome to my world.